Hi there, I'm Nimish Patel Owen, and you're listening to Live Your True Self, episode number 116. After 18 years doing corporate, in 2018 it became about doing me, doing what I love. Not that long ago, I too felt stuck, lost, and longing to be something more, asking myself, who am I anyway, and what's my purpose? Full of self-doubt and fear of failure, fast forward to this moment and you'll see a version of me that's true to myself, calm, confident and clear, even in the messiness. Inspired by Krishna's words in the Bhagavad Gita, the mind can be the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So perspective is everything. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey as a high achiever, I'm here to guide you. Together we'll step out of your head, the busyness in your mind, and drop into your heart so that you too can awaken your true self and live life more meaningfully in this moment. Take a deep breath and let's connect within. Welcome back, lovely one. I'm super grateful you're here. Let me ask you a question and let me invite you to come up with your honest answer from your heart. How are you? What comes up for you right here, right now, in this moment? Just take a moment to let that come to your awareness and know that whatever it is, it's welcome. No judgment, no questioning, no nothing. This is just how you are, and that's okay. In episode 115, we explored remembering who you want to be, tuning into what truly matters to you and gently focusing your energy there. As I've been moving through this past week, something became very clear to me. An important part of that remembering is acceptance. So think of today's episode as a gentle companion, an addition to episode 115, which was the week before last. And perhaps after listening here, you might return to the meditation with fresh eyes and new insights in terms of acceptance. So today we're exploring exactly that, acceptance of what is, meeting yourself and life exactly as they are. And I love how Brené Brown puts it. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we'll ever do. So what's your story and what are you willing to allow yourself to accept? But here's some truths. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's not approval, and it's not pretending everything is fine, especially when it's not. Acceptance is meeting ourselves where we are, without fixing, without forcing, without fighting. So today's episode is an invitation to soften, to stop resisting your inner experience if that's something you have been doing, and to allow what's here to be here. And if, like me, you're navigating perimenopause or any sickness or perhaps longer term condition, even just, the normal day-to-day bug or sickness, this may resonate deeply. But even if you're not, there is real gold here for you too, because acceptance is truly a gift that we get to give to ourselves. And when we do, we learn to accept other people and circumstances so much better. But first, I want to share something a little personal that has really taught me about listening to my body. So alongside irritability and mood swings, one of my main symptoms in perimenopause has been and continues to be a tingly tongue. And I know that sounds random. And genuinely, I'm feeling it right now. At first, I just noticed it and I kind of just shrugged it off and carried on. And it was intermittent. And after it being a bit more prolonged, I checked in with my GP and got it all checked out, and there was no real cause for it. And she just offered me the fact that it's likely to be perimenopause related. And so I just carried on. But over time, it started to affect me more and more. The tingling made me feel even more irritated, which of course affected my mood. And because it started interfering with my eating, food I usually loved would trigger a flare up, and it became even more noticeable and just really annoying. And it's really difficult to describe, but if you've had some sort of, I think they call it burning mouth syndrome, but something in your mouth that just is off. That's kind of what it feels like. And the reason why she knew, that the GP knew it was kind of hormonal, is because there was nothing obvious. There's nothing on my tongue. There's no signs of anything. So it's very much likely hormonal related. And so having figured some of this out and paid a little bit more attention, it was kind of early last year, I realised that whenever I ate sugary foods, the tingling got worse and almost created more of a flare up. And that small observation kind of really stopped me in my tracks and made me think that my body is actually trying to tell me something. And it wasn't dramatic or urgent, but it was persistent. And it was my body's gentle way of saying, notice me, care for me, adjust a little. We are going through this very natural change in your body in this season of life. You've got to make some changes. Lovely. And so that's what I want to invite you to today. Whether you're experiencing perimenopause like me or any other condition, what are your symptoms? What is here for you right now? Are you really tuning into your body? What is it saying to you? Gently, persistently, quietly. What is that inner whisper? And if you take the time to listen, you will hear it. And sometimes the messages are subtle, like a tingly tongue or a tight shoulder, a racing mind. And sometimes they're loud. But either way, by noticing what is here, we can accept what is here without judgment, without fixing, just noticing. And acceptance starts with the noticing. So noticing my tingly tongue, not only in terms of its discomfort, but actually more in terms of what my body was inviting me to do, which was make some changes. That was just the start. So once I realized that kind of sugary foods made it worse, I had a choice: ignore it, fight it, or accept it. And acceptance in this case for me looked like this. Okay, body, I hear you. This tingling tongue thing is real. I'm not ignoring it. It's hard sometimes. I notice it, I feel it, and yes, of course, I'm willing to skip and give up the cereal bar, the biscuit, the sweet treat, whatever it is, for now. And that might sound small, and it is, but the power is in the noticing, in the softening, in the allowing, in such a loving, kind, compassionate way, not resisting. And acceptance isn't about being perfect. I'm not always getting it right. And even now, I've kind of on a no sugar regime. And this is very much about processed sugar. So I'll happily eat my bananas because I love bananas. And incidentally, as an aside, the natural sugar, like bananas and blueberries are the two fruits I eat. They don't seem to create the flare up as much. But also different times of the day can affect also the flare up. So there's no real science behind it, but I just know that any processed sugar, if I can put it like that, really doesn't help and definitely creates more of a flare up. So acceptance isn't about being perfect. It's about acknowledging what is here and intentionally accepting it and making a choice. And it's about saying, this is my experience right now. It's okay for it to be hard. It's okay for it to be inconvenient. And I'm willing to meet myself and it with kindness. So today, whether it's your body, your emotions, or life's twists and turns, acceptance starts here. Meeting what is exactly as it is, with curiosity, with compassion, with kindness, and just enough honesty to make a small change if that helps you feel a little lighter and in a way that feels right for you in this moment. Because we're all different, we have different bodies, we have different circumstances, different things will work for different people. So you have to find what feels good for you in the moment when it comes to deciphering what is your course of action that invites you to accept. So this brings me to something many high achievers struggle with, and that's myself included. Most of us are really good at pushing through, constantly improving what we're doing, who we are, how we're doing it, doing more. We're so good at moving on quickly onto the next thing and the next thing when things sometimes get uncomfortable and there's discomfort. But acceptance Acceptance feels different. For high achievers, I know it. Acceptance can be uncomfortable because in our heads, it often sounds like, if I accept this, I'll stay stuck. If I accept this, I'm admitting defeat or failure. If I accept this, then there's something wrong with me. And I guess now I'm moving on from kind of more away from the perimenopause example and more in terms of the day-to-day being, whether that's in your business, in your career, in your relationships. But here's the truth. As Carl Jung says, what you resist persists. What you accept transforms. So what we accept begins to gently soften. When we give attention to what is here, even if it's not what we want, even if it's not where we want to be, even if it feels uncomfortable, just in that simple act of noticing what is here and beginning to accept it, it softens, the grip lessens, the hold loosens. And this is exactly where change starts, inside out. Not by force, not by beating ourselves up, but by creating space and being intentional about meeting ourselves where we are. So what does acceptance really mean? It's saying, this is what I'm feeling right now. And so at the beginning of this episode, I invited you to check in with yourself. So you get to meet yourself with what you're feeling right now, no matter what. No questioning, no judgment, no second guessing. And acceptance also really means that this is where I am today. It's just it's like a little self-hug that says, right, this is me. This is my energy, or this is the energy in my body. And that's okay. And it's saying that it's not forever. It's not defining who you are. It's just what is here. And we get to just be honest with that and, kind of take off the mask. Because I know too well what it's like to hide your feelings and to really push the emotions down and kind of like shove them under the carpet. So acceptance is our work, and acceptance doesn't stop our growth. It's the opposite. It actually supports it. Growth that comes from acceptance with what is kinder, calmer, and more sustainable than growth that comes from self-criticism or forcing yourself to fix everything. So I want to share a gentle reflection here, because we've done a lot of talking. Let's actually take a moment to practice the act of acceptance. So let me invite you to think about a time you stopped fighting how you felt. Maybe it was a moment you allowed yourself to just be, instead of pushing, forcing, or pretending. Maybe a season where acceptance brought relief, or a time when your nervous system, your internal being, softened simply because you stopped resisting. The point isn't perfection, it's permission. Permission to be exactly as you are. And sometimes this will happen in the moments that you least expect, especially when you take yourself away from your normal day-to-day environment, or any stagnant energy or situation or circumstance. The acceptance just flows. So let's try a short guided reflection together. Let me invite you to sit or stand comfortably. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your chest, your arms, relax your belly, your hips, relax your thighs, your knees, your calves, ankles, your feet and your toes. Land in your body. And take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Release whatever you don't need in this moment. And as your body softens into this present moment, ask yourself, what am I experiencing right now? Just feel into your body. Let your breath guide you. Let your heart awaken. What am I experiencing right now? Notice it, name it without judgment, feel it without analyzing. Do you feel any tension, any tightness, any heaviness, frustration, doubt, fear, confusion, overwhelm? Or do you feel joy and excitement and aliveness and presence? All is welcome. Just notice where you feel whatever you feel. And take a deep breath here. And as you breathe out, offer yourself one simple sentence. I allow myself to be as I am with what is. I allow myself to be as I am with what is. Pause here. Let the silence do some of the work. Feel that softening. Feel the acceptance starting to settle. And just take a moment to sit with any movement, any release, any insight that comes to you. And as we wrap up this gentle guided reflection, let me invite you to rub your palms together to create a little energy, a little warmth, and place your palms over your eyes. Feel the energy radiate throughout your whole body. Feel the acceptance. Feel whatever it is soften. And bring your palms together at heart center, Anjali Mudra, and thank yourself for the insight, for the softening, for the acceptance of what is here. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes if they were closed. And check in with yourself. How does that feel? Did you find some acceptance? Did you create some acceptance? All is welcome. Let's wrap up with a final piece on why this matters. When we stop fighting ourselves, energy returns, clarity emerges, and calm becomes way more accessible. And so acceptance isn't passive. It isn't something that just happens. It's something we get to intentionally create for ourselves. And it can be super empowering. So today, let acceptance be your practice, not to become someone else, but to come home to your true self with what is. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to fix yourself first. You are allowed to be here exactly as you are, and that be okay. In fact, that be more than okay. I hope that sparks something for you, lovely one. Know that you are stronger than you think and more capable than you know, and you can accept anything you choose to. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. Remember, you can revisit the Who You Want to Be meditation from episode 115 and see what unfolds for you with this gentle acceptance that you have uncovered from today. And if you feel like sharing your experience, I'd love to hear from you. Simply drop me a note at support@namishapatelowen.com. Until next time, keep shining your light and may you always live your true self. Namaste. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Live Your True Self podcast. If you're ready to go deeper into your spiritual growth journey, visit me at namishapatelowen.com to learn more about my work and how I can guide you. And be sure you're signed up for Yoga Life Weekly, your love note to inspire who you're being while you're doing. And also subscribe to Yoga Life with Namisha over on YouTube for simple, practical meditations and teachings you can live by every day. It's an honor to guide you in reconnecting with who you truly are. Bye for now.